Hi there, I'm Mark Pagani and this is Tasting Tuesdays. Welcome back to Tasting Tuesdays. Today we're going to be looking at the 2020 edition of their limited release series from Maker's Mark. If you want to subscribe and check out these videos each week, I highly suggest you do. Click right down there in that corner on the logo and you'll be subscribed. And if you want to skip right ahead to the actual tasting and tasting notes, go to this spot in the video. So obviously today is Loud Shirt Day. It's getting cold here in New Orleans. I have a long sleeves on, you might notice. And yeah, this is a loud ass shirt. And it's actually designed by, it's a John Lennon Imagine collection, which I don't exactly get. Maybe, you know, we're supposed to imagine that John Lennon can still design shirts. I'm not sure. But hopefully you can get past the loudness of this shirt and we can focus on this whiskey. So this is Maker's Mark. It's their wood finishing series. It's the 2020 limited release. The Stave profile is SE4xPR5, and I'll explain what everything, all those letters and numbers mean in just a second. The details of that are, it says it's a marriage of virgin, toasted American French oak staves. It is 110.8 proof. And I bought this because I liked the 2019. I tasted it at Barrel Proof here in New Orleans, the 2019 version, and really liked it and went ahead and bought a bottle. And I kind of wish I had bought 2 bottles. I really enjoyed that particular bottle. And so I figured I'd give the 2020 a try as well. This one I didn't get to try first, which is kind of against my code, but I think the bottle was like $50 or $55, so it wasn't too crazy. But here's some more information about the bottle. Maker's Mark Limited Edition 2020 SE4X, or I don't know if it's X or times, PR5. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey retails for $60 and is 110.8 proof. The mash bill is 70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley. Maker's SE4 times PR5 starts off as standard Maker's Mark, which is a wheated bourbon made in batches of less than 1,000 gallons. Then 10 oak staves are placed in just-emptied standard Maker's Mark barrels, which are then refilled and returned to the warehouse to finish aging. The company used 2 unique stave profiles, SE4xPR5 or times PR5, developed in partnership with the Independent Stave Company for this year's release. These staves are a marriage of virgin toasted American oak, which is the PR5, and virgin French oak, which is the SE4 staves, which were aged outside for a full year. In the end, the company used a blend of these stave finishes. The final bourbon blend is approximately 13% of the SE4 stave, aged for 6 weeks, 32% of the SE4 stave, aged for 5 weeks, and 55% of the PR5 stave, aged for 4 weeks. And if that doesn't break your brain, I don't know what will. All right, now that you know a whole bunch more about Maker's Mark 2020 limited release, it's time for some whiskey porn. All right, so, you know, hopefully that whiskey porn turned you on as much as this incredibly loud shirt did, because, you know. So it's time to taste this. Let's open it up and give it a shot. Definitely got a nice color. So the nose burns on the nose just a touch. But see, that's already mellowing out. So maybe it was just, you know, when you first pour it in. I get dry oak and vanilla extract. So not just kind of like vanilla that you taste, vanilla ice cream, but it's more of a potent vanilla. So let's give it a shot. It's more complex than I remembered it when last time I tried it. It's got a sweet heat on the front end. Definitely, you feel it a little bit. It's not a burn, but it's a little tingle on the roof of your mouth. You definitely feel that 110.8 proof. But I get, I just noticed it. It's like bright cherries, which is really kind of cool, like Bing cherries, really tart, bright cherries. There is that roof of the mouth burn a little bit, and there's kind of a lingering charcoal. And I've had that flavor before. It's hard to describe. I don't know if charcoal is the exact right term for it, but it kind of hangs out there. And it almost reminds me of when whiskeys, when bourbon specifically, are finished in red wine cask, like Cabernet cask or Pinot Noir cask. It gets a little bit of that kind of the tannins from the wine that is left over in the cask, and you get a little bit of that on the palate. Let's try to see what the finish is all about. It's pretty long. It's like dried fruits, almost like a sour apricot thing going, which is interesting, you know. When I use these descriptors, sour apricot sounds like, I don't know about that, but it's balanced, so it all works in this particular case. I did try this a while back, and I remember putting a small cube in, and it mellowed out that burn just a little bit and gave kind of a richer overall flavor. So once you've had it neat, you might want to try adding a little bit of water or a small cube. So yeah, it's a good bottle for the price. I think for $55 or so, it's a value, I think, because it is a complex whiskey. It's higher proof, and it's interesting. It's not my favorite thing on my bar right now, but it is interesting, and I am glad that I bought it. I did like the 2019 limited edition better than I like this, but I'm glad I bought it. So again, if you want to subscribe, right down there in that corner, click on that logo, and I will see you next week.